Okay, hopefully everyone is back from the coffee break. My name is Giora Yaron. In terms of background, I'm a student from the Hebrew University, but migrated to Tel Aviv University. I've been here the chairman. I'm primarily in the high-tech area these days, and there are already some familiar faces here from riding horses. I think it was 100 years ago, either Pentacom or P-Cube or one of them. And the session today, we're going to have a couple of speakers that are going to talk about quantum computing and cyber. So first question you ask yourself, why obviously quantum with cyber? I guess the questions have already been answered. Quantum presumably gains a lot of speed in certain applications, and therefore, well, you're talking about encryption, decryption, speed is the thing that counts. But for me, practically, this is really a deja vu. I'm fortunate enough to have lived the semiconductor revolution, and it's really same. Why is it same? One of the speakers, I think it was N-2, talked about selection of materials. Same problem. It's going to be silicon. It's going to be germanium. Well, it's going to be P-channel. It's going to be N-channel. Maybe we should do V-groove. Maybe the connectivity should be done with gold, but gold is expensive because of the contact barrier. So let's do aluminum, but aluminum has its own problems. All the problems that you are seeing today in different shape and form, basically we've had to run through them in the early days of the semiconductor industry. I guess it took, depends when you start looking at it, but it took from the mid-60s till the early 80s to solve all these problems and to come to the point where software is going to become really the problem. So the problems that we are seeing today, stability of the qubit, we had the same problems in the semiconductor industry. The transistor was not stable. The threshold would shift back and forth, took us some time to stabilize it. Same problem, selecting material, stability, same problem. Then we came, obviously, once we stabilized it, the question became, so how do you take advantage of what you've just built? And we built a couple of cores. So, okay, with one core, it's easy. But, okay, how do you take advantage of multiple cores? Okay, so now you need to do loop unrolling. You need to kind of send some task on a single thread, I mean. When it's multiple users, it's a different problem. It's very easy. One core gets client number one, second core, client number two. The problem is not a big one. But on single thread, it's a problem. You need to have loop unrolling, send the complex computation to a different core, need to be ready when the main application comes there, and basically end up uniting them. We're going to have the same problems here. We have conventional computing. You want to send a task for the specific application where quantum computing is very effective. You want to be able to send it for the quantum computing computational task, get it back, and continue with the conventional software. So, same. So for me, it's a deja vu. For some of you, it's probably new. But the hope is that what took us at the time 20 years, this time is going to take us a lot less. So, without further ado, I suggest we get started. The first speaker is going to be Oren Butchmits. He's the head of the Israeli Cyber Directorate. He said he's not going to have a lot to say. I say he's going to have a lot to say about October 7th. So I think that this is going to be the longest presentation we're going to have. Oren, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm the CTO of the Israeli National Cyber Directorate. I'm not the head of Israeli, so I'm not going to talk about October 7th. I am going to talk a little bit about the government perspective on quantum, so I'm not going to talk about how to build computers and stuff like this. I know nothing about this. INCD is the regulator of cyber in Israel, and as such, we kind of observe a lot of core technologies and try to assess them, to see what's going on there, understand what is the risk, and then see what we need to do. In some domains, we invest a lot of effort in policy, meaning how to assist government and the market to securely onboard technology X, cloud, AI, or whatever. And in sometimes we understand that government should reach out and invest more than just policy. So we have specific R&D programs that we have today, which deal with these domains. So quantum is not there yet, but we are dealing with the specific R&D on cloud, AI, and so forth. And each year, we do a kind of assessment to a technology like quantum to see basically how further along the road the risk is going to come. So we observe three main technologies in quantum. I don't have to preach, you understand, you know all this. Quantum computing, which is something we don't do, we just observe. Quantum sensing for us, side sensing of cyber events is a technology that we're interested in, but quantum is not there yet. And quantum cryptography, which I'm going to talk about in a second, is the domain which we are focused on. So for us, there are three main risks in quantum computing. Let's say tomorrow quantum computers exist, and for sure you all know that the main risk is breaking encryption. So for those of you who are not aware, most countries in the world today are collecting vast amounts of encrypted data with the hope that 2, 3, 5, 7, 10 years down the road, this is going to be decrypted. So this is kind of for us the mark of where we need to worry. So risk number one is information stored and later decrypted. Risk number two, it's the possibility that someone could use this technology to deceit or pretend to be someone else, pretend to be a site that you're connected to or kind of authority digital organization that you can connect and get information from. And the third risk we observe is the ability to fake a hash, as we say. So take a file, which is usually published today, updates, stuff like this is published with a hash. Take it, modify it, insert something bad into it, make sure that the hash stays the same, and then it's going to appear like a legitimate file. So these are the three main risks that we observe today. We have a lot of discussion with nations around the world about the domain of PQC versus QKD, which is the right way. So as most of you know, United States government kind of made a U-turn in this domain. They started off with post-quantum cryptography, assigned NIST to create all those nice algorithms for the post-quantum era. And then at a certain stage, they said, okay, we need also to put inside the quantum key distribution. So we have two, I wouldn't say rivaling technologies. We observe them as kind of one technology that completes another. But these are two solutions that we have today. Requirement for PQC were introduced, for instance, into the Nimbus tender to the government cloud, which we anticipated that we need to support them. World status, we talked about this, a lot of effort is done in this domain. Status Israel, there are some activities. Most of them, or almost all of them, are not in the cyber domain. There is one activity that we are pushing. It's a kind of a lab that we're going to put it in BGU. It's a work we're doing with DDR&D, and it revolves around the world of quantum key distribution. This is the domain that we're focused on. So for us, the interesting question is, when is Q-Day? And usually when we come and ask each year, when we ask ourselves the question and then talk with expert, usually they say, go back and let's talk in 20 years, 25 years. This year was the first year that we got the figure 10. So some of the nations that we talk to, some of the experts say that it's as close as 10 years. And 10 years in the government speech is a time frame that we need to prepare. So the next step that we're going to do, hopefully, is assess what's the situation in the market, the most critical infrastructure, the sensitive databases. We want to understand what is there, and then we've gonna come up with a kind of a national program to see where we need to change. So what kind of directive we need to put into the market. That's it, basically. We're looking for knowledge experts, people who want to cooperate, research, anything like this is welcome. This is my contact. I would be happy to talk with anyone doing any kind of activity in cyber and in general domain. Thank you very much.